Connection Network podcast. I am your host, Angella Wynn. So glad that you decided to join in with us today. But you know how I like to do it. Tell a friend, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Community Connection Network is on the air. And guess what? Y'all already know who I have in the house with me today. None other than Pastor David Cowan. But we're coming to you about our community. North Baton Rouge community. Because we got a lot of good things that's getting ready to take place. And we want you to be in on it. So take your time, hey, get your water, get your cold drink or whatever you got, and sit down and let's have a conversation.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ms. Angela. It is so important, and we're so happy that you're being with us each week as we bring these broadcasts to you, because it's important that we stay informative, we stay before you, and engaging this vision for North Baton Rouge restoration. It is vital that we do this while we're doing it now. You know, many people ask, why you want to do something like this now? The question is, why not?
Why not?
The timing is right. The timing is right. We're dealing with the issues that goes on now in our country, in the laws and government. It's now high time that we build an infrastructure in the communities that is self-sustaining,
right,
and it's going to be perpetual.
Yes.
And this is why it's so important that Community Connection Network, connecting leadership, connecting entrepreneurs, connecting the residents of North Baton Rouge, bringing us under the same umbrella to cause an economic shift.
Yes. That
we control the people's purse,
right.
Instead of allowing the government to control it. The reason why we have not seen the growth, the improvement, and the advancements in North Baton Rouge is not because we have not paid taxes. It's just the taxes have not come back our way.
Right.
Not for infrastructure building, even though we got to deal with the sewer, we got to deal with lights, we got to deal with streets being paid.
Wow.
All our taxes go toward all that, you know, but we're not seeing an influx of taxes bringing businesses in industries in North Baton Rouge, because we have been labeled as a crime area, a high crime area.
Right. Low income, high crime.
Absolutely. And so people run away from those type of communities to bring their business in there, where they're going to experience what they think loss.
Right.
They're going to experience loss. But we are also the same people who leave out of our community every day, travel over to other communities to spend our wealth.
Right.
To spend our wealth, to support their businesses, because those other communities will not function effectively without our income.
Our dollars.
Without our dollars. So Community Connection Network is focusing on keeping our dollars in our community to build our community.
Yes.
To become self-reliant or self-governing with the finances, that we can build the infrastructure of businesses, industries in our community, where we can shop in our own communities.
Right.
Invest in our own communities.
Don't have to go all the way on the other side of town.
Absolutely. We don't have to go all the way across all the time. We have everything we need in our own communities.
Yes.
You know, and this is going to be vital why we're coming to you to inform you and to invite you to join the community of Community Connection Network. Your financial support, your business skills, your wisdom, and your knowledge, because you are the trained people who are the same people who was working in industries, in businesses, causing it to function.
Right.
So why we can't do this for ourselves? Set up institutions, businesses, industries, where we can manage it ourselves.
Yes.
You know,
because we have everything we need. We always say in the house.
In the house.
And you know, you are in the house, so everything that we need, we already got it. We just need to come together, put our resources, our time, our talent, and our resources, bring them to the table, and let's bring it all together, make a jail, and do what it's supposed to do. And it's to benefit our community. Why not North Baton Rouge?
Yeah, that's the question. Why not North Baton Rouge? Why we have to be the exception?
Right.
You know, to be looked over. It says just lead them over there.
Right.
They don't want no more. They don't want better.
Give them the crumbs.
Give them the crumbs. You know, and when we do not expect better of the businesses that's in our community, which is again about 70% of the business in our community are not owned by blacks, who make up 90% of the community. So therefore, when we do get paid and we come back home, the people who are going to the stores in the markets don't live here. And then they don't invest in the community that they're getting the wealth from. Of course, they bring us a service, but yet beyond that, they do not give back financially to help build the community and support the schooling and the parks and the highways and all this type of stuff that we need done to bring forth expansion and also to begin to eliminate crime and homelessness in these communities. So it takes, again, what we have known for years, it still takes a village to raise a kid. You know, it has to be community structured, community sound, with the leadership, with the residents in each home being involved in change. We're not talking, when we mention self-governing, we're not talking about getting rid of the government. We still need the infrastructure of government that's out in our community to make sure that our taxes are being spent on our sewer. It is being spent on our streets. It is being spent on our lights in our community and police protection. All of those things, those services are still needed. So we're not talking about getting rid of that.
Exactly.
You know, we're talking about setting up a self-government where we control the purse, that those things that they are not supplying, that we're lacking in. And that now we're not having sufficient funds to do for ourselves.
To do what's needed, clean parks, and we talked about our education, quality in the classroom, in every classroom.
In every classroom.
Right. It's not because, you know, you on that side, you get this, and you on this side, but you only get this because this is what you expect.
Right.
But we're going beyond that. This is bigger than us.
Yes, absolutely.
And when we come together, like we said, and bring our resources and our time, we have a lot of educators that's here.
Yes,
we
absolutely.
have some that have moved away, and
yeah.
you know, I've been in contact with several of them. You know, and they're ready.
That's
they're ready
awesome.
to get something, you know, something moving.
Something moving.
Because they see it here. You know, the different areas, the different schools that we got. You know, Stroma, Glen Oaks. We got all these schools in our neighborhood.
Yes.
And what are we doing?
That's the question, what we're doing.
What are we doing with them?
We keep going around the same mountain and getting the same
Year
results.
after year.
Year after year after year. Same dilapidated buildings. Whenever you start having buildings vacant, business buildings vacant, it brings the value of the community down.
And every day something is closing.
It's closing.
You know, vacant. Even right in our own vicinity, we got 2 or 3. We got a bank, we got drugstores, and like, okay, so what's next?
What's next?
But when you look, it's really nothing else that we own.
Right. Absolutely. And that's the change we have to make. That's a change we have to make. And the way we do this is by developing a community purse where you and I support from our extra. And you ask, do we have extra? Yes, we have extra. It's the idea is where we spend our money. What we call valuable living to us. You know, that's what we do. That's what we spend our money on. And we want to change the mindset of, instead of being spenders of money, let's become creators of wealth. Producers of wealth. And when we begin to produce wealth, then we create change. no matter how much we march, no matter how many petitions we do, no matter how many meetings we go to in the councils, we're not going to change it until we hold the purse.
Yes. Money, money, money.
Yes.
It takes finances.
It takes finances, and you can't change something without wealth.
Right.
You know, that's going to be long sustaining.
Right.
Because once you build it, you have to sustain it.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is why we must make an economic shift to create industry, to bring businesses into the community.
Yes.
Purchase ground, build facilities where the entrepreneurs of our city don't have to leave out of Baton Rouge or North Baton Rouge
Right.
to go to other states to create wealth or to get a better living.
Right. Right.
You know, you can do it right here. I mean, if you're going to graduate from Southern University, you know, you're going to spend 4 years, 6 years in Southern University or LSU or any other university in Louisiana.
Right.
Why leave out of Louisiana and go to California, New York, and someone else to do the business? If we create the avenue,
Right.
if we create the industry, your gift and your talent as an accountant or whatever that skill is, or attorney or whatever, you can do business, set your office up right in North Baton Rouge because there's room for you.
Yes.
It's been created. And what we're talking about is doing is causing money to turn over. At least 7 hands before it leaves out the community.
Right.
And the only way we can do that is by developing a community connection where we bring leadership, we bring the entrepreneurs to the table, we bring the educators to the table, we bring the common man to the table who has a skill, who has an ability, who has a desire to be a part of something bigger than what he's been a part of. How do we bring change?
How do we bring change?
And the only way we do that is by unifying our talents, our abilities, and our potentials.
Yes.
Bringing our wealth to the table as well as our knowledge to the table. To invest in the dream, the vision that we have common goal in for a better North Baton Rouge, for a better future for our children and our grandkids. The way we do this is by uniting and giving, having come to a place where we have one mind, one vision, one voice. Not about competition.
Yes.
Because whatever they're doing already is necessary.
Yes.
Whatever you're doing now is already
So
necessary.
we're not trying to recreate the wheel.
Absolutely.
We're just trying to pick up what we have and build off of it.
And build off of it. Exactly. And that's what we have to do. We have to unify because it's in too many different pieces.
Yes.
It's in too many different pieces, and we'll work it separate and not together. And so we're fighting each other.
Yes.
For the space.
For the same dollar.
Yeah, for the same dollar.
Same space.
The same space. We're fighting each other. And that we must come up under this umbrella with this vision of community connection network because it will bring the unification we need by setting up a coalition of leadership and oversight committees to make sure that we're moving in the right direction.
Yes.
You know, we have guidelines, regulations.
Yes.
People holding us accountable, making sure we work within the guidelines of law, nothing under the table, but making sure that we're functioning on those goals, completing those goals before we move on with too many things on the plate.
Right.
You know, trying to feed everybody at one time, and that is not going to happen. We got to do one project, this project, which create revenue to cause that money to be turned over for the next project.
Yes.
You see, and that is what the Asians are doing. That is what the Latinos are doing, and the Iranians are doing.
Well.
And they're doing it well in our community.
They start a business, they build their business, they come together, they build a business, and then hey, they branch off, get the next one, build their business.
Yes.
Get it going and up and going, and then they go to the next
For the
one.
next one.
Why we can't come together and help each other?
That's
Build.
to build, to establish each other. And that's because we have developed the spirit of competition.
And we're not supposed to compete against each other.
Yeah, we're
supposed to complement each other.
Mm-hmm.
You got your business going, hey, what you need?
Right.
Let me come over here and help you with this that you have, because everybody's time and talent is different.
Exactly.
Because if we all did the same thing, this would be very, very boring.
Very, very boring.
But you have a gift,
Yeah.
a talent.
Yeah.
I have a gift and talent. When we complement each other,
right.
Hey, that's when we get the movement. That's where the synergy comes in, because now we're building.
Exactly. You know, even physicians have partnership.
Yes.
Because
yes, sir.
They specialize in different things.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they have a customer, a client, or a patient, is the word you, the patient, that come to their facility and he says, okay, you're my patient, but I don't do this.
Right. So let me
Someone will refer you to Dr. So-and-so, which is in his connection.
Yes.
Which is in his connection. So therefore, he's still keeping it tight, because the same doctor that he referred you to, when he get a patient that he don't deal with that, he can refer them back to him. So the money is still together, yes, because it's in a connection. So we have to build a relationship with those we're connecting with, so that we can recommend them in the network, in the community. It's in the community. So if whether the needs or whether it's the hardware, whether it's a roofer, whether it's an electrician, whether it's an attorney, whatever it is that's needed, in the network we have this big relationship in the community that we can say, okay, yeah, look, go right over across town over to Dr. So-and-so, or call Mr. Air electrician or whoever, and you can get this done because they're part of the network, and because we have a relationship, we can hold them accountable, yes, for the job that they do for the customer. Right. You see, and we don't have that overwatch.
Because they're going to say it. Well, I referred such and such, how did your referral go with?
Absolutely.
And they're going to tell you, he did a marvelous job. I know somebody else that might need him. I'm going to refer him
yes,
to, or refer her to them. So that's how it goes.
That's
how the connection keeps going, and we keep turning over
absolutely,
the wealth in our community. But we got to come together under the umbrella.
That's the key. And the Bible specifically says, how can two walk together unless they come in agreement?
Yes.
And how good and how pleasant it is for brothers to dwell in the unity. Without this unification, without this coming together in agreement, and understanding that we are one, even though we are many parts, we're still one. And everything is connected.
Yes.
Everybody is connected. And everybody can benefit, and the community will benefit once we connect, once leadership connect. Even in ministries, being a pastor myself, every pastor don't teach the same. We preach the same gospel, but we come from different angles with different deliveries and different revelations or insight. So therefore, that may be something that the ministry that I'm pastoring is not ministering that minister to you. But there's a church right around the corner, right, or right across town, right, or 2 blocks over, whatever, that is ministering what you need. Exactly. So why would I hold you arrested here to make my numbers greater? Mm-hmm. But I'm not being effectively ministering and growing you. Right. When you need to be over there, mm-hmm, at the other pastor, also a prophet, over at their ministry, because that's what he has an anointing for. Right. So now he can build you effectively, and strengthen you and bring wholeness in your life, because that is his specialty. That's what he does. But this is again what competition does. Competition calls us to hog the road. Right. And hold our hand over the bag so tight nobody else can get in.
Nothing can come in,
nothing goes out. Nothing goes out. But community connection is all about building communities, building the people, building North Baton Rouge where it can be effectively, for long term, not short term, managed and maintained with what we need. Exactly. With what we need to function effectively, where we can do everything within the community. And that's what you're seeing in other parts of town being developed. They are building a whole new, so they don't have to leave out of their communities for nothing. And that money is being turned over, so now the taxes are being paid in the community, reserved for that community, so it can keep its lights, its garbage, its sewers, and everything running at a high level. The streets paved and always neat. Why? Because the taxes are money is being made here, spent here, owned here in this community. Yes. We have to do the same thing in North Baton Rouge. So we're not creating the wheel, we're creating the wheel. We're taking the potential and ability we already have, organizing it into a unified connection where we all benefit. Yes. We all win. The community win, the people win. And we can build better, effectively, institutions, programs, for education.
Clean parks.
Yeah, cleaner parks. Because one of the things Community Connection is focusing on, we need this summertime now. And so parents are looking to put their kids in summer camp. Yes. You know, some of the camps are really doing very well because they educate during those times, besides just having them playing and eating lunches. But educating them so when they go back to schools, they are prepared to enter back into the educational sector and ready to learn in their head.
Their mind is molded still.
They're molded. So what would happen, Angela, if we was to buy 20 acres of land and establish it as a summer camp where we have swimming pools so kids can learn how to swim? We have gardening so kids can learn how to do gardening. We have fishing ponds where they can learn to fish. So we're taking them from a playground, bringing them to a playground of education where they can learn to be an entrepreneur. Not only that, but we got campgrounds and we got cabins where the kids can come and stay on the campus the whole summer, be taken care of, and safe in a safe environment, and they're learning every day for a small fraction. Why? Because we built community connection. We got stores, we got grocery stores, we got gas stations, we got everything building, and everybody's giving back into the pot to support that and sustain that. Yes, so it takes less money out of your pocket.
Exactly.
Because of the fact, why? You shop at this store and you own this store because you connected community connection and you gave that $1 every month for 12 months.
Right.
1 million of us gave into this. And now we're building communities and businesses that's turning over revenue to sustain what's going on.
And adding value.
And when we build better golf courses and better community programs, it brings the value up.
Yes.
We take dilapidated houses, decaying houses.
Just enough.
People on the left, the grass has grown over, kids and broke windows out of it. Homeless people are trying to find somewhere to go. Prostitutes and drug users are trying to find somewhere to do their business. We get rid of that.
Yes.
And we build homes. We build brand new homes, 2 and 3 bedroom homes, and begin to say, hey, look, you've been in an apartment complex, $1,200 a month. Here's a house. We're not talking about your FICO score.
Right.
Here's an opportunity for you and your kids to find somewhere, a house that's just brand new built that you can purchase. Right. You can purchase.
Clean community.
Nice, clean community. Got schools, streets, sidewalks,
grass edge,
everything. And here, now it's a house that's still paying $1,200 a month renting. Now you can pay $800 and own it. This is yours. You know, you ain't got to go through all that that paperwork and all that kind of stuff trying to qualify. No, it's a community saying we want to give back. We want to create a community that people can access from a place of renting and leasing to ownership.
And you have a lot of people, too, Pastor, that they're afraid to step out to that water to try to own something because of the FICO credit score, or they know they're not going to qualify.
Right.
Or they're going to send me too much red tape.
Right.
Because I'm just gonna stay in this apartment and pay this $1,200-$1,300, and I'm gonna be comfortable where I am. Because I don't want the headache of having to go through the red tape.
And that is happening every day. You know, and then we're fighting over parking spots because there's no permanent parking spot for your apartment.
Right.
It's not designated unless they do that. You know, otherwise you may come and you may be 5 or 6 cars parking lots down from your door. You know, trying to get in. Yeah. You know, so you can change that by having your own.
That's changing the mindset.
Changing the mindset. You know, so it takes education.
Yes.
You know, to take that place. So that's some of the stuff that Community Connection is definitely want to dive into to begin to do. But we need your support to make that happen. We're focusing in on 1 million people because there's over 1 million Black African Americans who live here in Louisiana, and almost over 428,000 that live in North Baton Rouge. That we can do this.
Yes.
The average household, a husband, a wife, a father, or mother, and 3 kids is $5 a month. If we were to do it just that number, not just having 5 people in the house, a wife. No, we can break it down individually. You know, say, man, $1, I can do $5 for my whole house every month. You know, instead of we 5 of us in the house, we only just giving $1. You know, we can change it.
And they're gonna go spend $5 at the corner store.
Absolutely.
On jump.
But see, former President Barack Obama campaigned with donors giving $1 to $5 donors. And he was able to run for the presidency and win. Not one time, but both times.
Both times.
Both times. Why? Because people gave $1. People gave $5. You know, you didn't have the billionaires and millionaires always dumping their money.
Right.
You had the common everyday person who was on a fixed income
Giving
$1 to support what was going on, and it was able to carry the campaign to a winning purpose.
That's proof in the pudding that it can be done.
It can be done. It can be done. You know, imagine with just that scenario. So we want to fuss over the dollar to build a community, but we won't fuss about spending $25 or $50 on stuff that does not build a community. Stuff that we're just taking, put in our closet. I'm not saying you shouldn't live well, but the idea is your money should have a purpose.
Yes.
You know, it should be going to something greater than just a luxury for your house when you live in a community that's decaying around you, that you can invest in and build.
Yes.
And build. This is what we can do. This is how we sustain it. This is how we sustain getting better shopping centers, having the entrepreneurs, the owners to paint those shopping centers, stripe those parking lots. Because once we raise the value, then they got to raise their value. We can't let that remain. I went to the store, one of the stores, the Dollar Tree stores, and I pulled up in front of the front. We getting something, and man, they had trash from the door, down from the door, all the parking lot had holes in it, had paper all over the parking lot. And I told my wife when we pulled up, like, see, this is what I'm talking about. As long as we put up with it, they ain't gonna change it.
Exactly.
They're not gonna clean it up because we keep coming.
Right, because we're not inspecting and we're not expecting
better. And when you don't expect better, people give you what they want you to have because your expectation is so low.
Yes.
Your self-esteem is so low. And so therefore, if you're willing to walk on top of junk, then we're gonna leave it this way because you're comfortable walking this way.
You're comfortable in it.
You're coming to it. So we have to change that mindset and hold business accountable.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so Sister Miss Angela, and now you can go online and connect with us.
We have tabs that says connect with us. Hey, connect with us. Sign up, put your name, get your email address and your information. Fill all of that in and it'll come. We'll get that information and be able to keep you informed as to what we're doing.
Yes.
How things are moving, and hey, get your information to get you into the room and get connected with us. And the next way is Zeffy is ZEFFY.com. And you're going to type in Community Connection Network, Inc. And that's where you can go and start giving your $1. $1. Like Pastor said, a family of 5, hey, that's $5.
Yes.
You got $5, you got 4 quarters laying somewhere in your house, probably in your couch or something. You know, so hey, get involved. So that's 2 ways. And then the third way, on the 10th, on June the 10th at 11 o'clock, we will have our second meeting at the Nexus building on Florida Boulevard. That's going to be at 7117 Florida Boulevard, right behind the Dollar Tree.
Yeah, that's all.
At 11 o'clock, and we start at 11 o'clock sharp. So we invite you to come in with us. Hey, if you're looking at this video, send us a message. Yes. And we will get it, and whatever information that you desire to have, and if we have it, of course, we're going to give it over to you so that you can be informed, because that's what we want you to do, to be informed. And after you do that, that's when we're going to connect, community connection. And once we connect, then that's when we can come to the table and we can sit and bring your ideas. Bring your time and your talent, and that way we bring it all together and we get things to moving. Because we are more than just, we're not advocating.
Yes.
We're about action.
About action.
We want action to take place. You know, we've talked, we've dreamed.
Yes.
You know, we've talked and we've dreamed.
Yes, absolutely.
But that time is over. It's time for us to move.
Yes,
and let's move, not just move, but we want to move with purpose, intentional. Because there's a great work that needs to be done.
Absolutely.
For our community, for North Baton Rouge community.
Yes.
If you look out throughout the day, you know, especially since school has been out, kids all over the neighborhood just trying to find something to do. Yeah. And then some of them not, because they in the house playing video games. You know, they're not outside riding bikes like we used to do.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore. So we are coming together. We want to provide safe space, safe place. But it's going to take you connecting with us and us coming together, bringing your time, again, your talent and your resources. So go on over to communitynetworkinc.org, to our website, and hit that About Us button and put your information in, and let's get it going.
Yes, and again, if you want to start giving your $1, you can go to Zeffy and begin to go there and connect with us and begin to give that $1.
Yes.
Some of you may want to give more, but we're looking definitely for that 1 million people. So we need your help to spread the word, to help us get into outlets, broadcasts, media outlets, where we can spread the word.
Right.
You know, and get other people involved. Get your cousins involved, your friends involved, your co-workers involved.
And this is a nonprofit.
It is nonprofit.
Nonprofit. So when you make your donations, at the end of the year, you get your statements for your taxes.
Yes.
You know, so everything, like Pastor said, you know, we have boundaries that we've set in place and safeguards to keep everybody on track and accountable for what they're supposed to be doing. Right?
Yes.
So we are glad that you decided to join here with us. Do you have anything else you want to say?
I'm looking forward to meeting many of you. You can come out and meet us again at the meeting place, June 10th, 11 o'clock a.m. And this is the old Bar Marche building. Right. Old Bar Marche building.
Nexus building.
The Nexus building right there. And the entrance place is right there behind, again,
Dollar Tree.
The Dollar Tree that's right there. So you can come in that front entrance right there and be a part of the meeting. The young lady at the desk will address you and direct you how to get to the room where we're going to be meeting. Now, we're looking for pastors. Yes. We're looking for leaders. We're looking for entrepreneurs, business people, retired, concerned residents of North Baton Rouge, educators of North Baton Rouge, volunteers. Yes. Those who are volunteers to be boots on the ground. You know, how we can begin to generate wealth, you know, so that we can start moving forward in building this coalition of change in North Baton Rouge. So we're looking forward to meeting you, sharing more with you, and I'm sure some of you got some concerns and some questions. about where this is going, how this is going to operate. We're at that stage of developing the different boards from our leadership and from our entrepreneurs and from our educators, retired educators, and young people going to Southern University, going to these universities who want to be involved. We want to build the coalition, put people in place who have the passion, the heart for North Baton Rouge, so that we can have oversight and transparency about what we're doing, and then we can project what projects we're going to be doing in those areas to restore, to refresh, and to renew those areas.
And we're not trying to eat the whole elephant at one time. We're taking it one bite at a time.
Yes.
And when we take one bite at a time, that way we get to know what's working, what's not working, what needs to be adjusted, what we need to move on this side, or I need you to take care of this.
Yes.
Or I need you to take care of this. So when we address it that way, we get a whole lot done. And I know firsthand, we get a whole lot done.
Yes.
When we don't try to do everything at once. So we want you to take your time, tell a friend, spread the word. Yes. What's going on? Community Connection Network. We definitely want you to be in on the meeting on the 10th. That's a Tuesday at 11 o'clock a.m. right behind the Dollar Tree at the Nexus building. We want you to come in. Hey, come comfortable because, it's a nice atmosphere.
Yes, very nice.
Cool, water. They have vending machines or whatever you may need. Hey, come on in the room because we'll be there waiting on you.
Yes. So join the connection. CCNI today. We look forward to seeing you real soon.
Real soon. Talk to you later. See you next week. Tell somebody.